Hello, my name is Michael. I'm the owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I have one mission, and that is to make a difference to the motoring public. Making a difference how? Making sure that you have safe options, making sure that you have knowledge. In that regard, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of Motor Matters. The man with a hat, I'm the man with no hat, he's the man with the knowledge. Thank you for watching.
Okay, Mike, we've just had to stop at the garage now to tank up the car.
There was already half a tank in there, by the way.
Yeah, but it's Christmas time. We're going on holiday. I'm taking you away now.
Awesome.
I mean, I said I wasn't giving you the Range Rover back. What do you think? You got a chance of this one?
Well, you gave the Range Rover back because you saw a beautiful Porsche Cayenne in the driveway and you said, that's what I want to drive. What do you know about this car, Alan?
Well, okay, I've actually been thinking, believe it or not, I've been thinking about this video today, okay?
You got the t-shirt?
I got the shirt, yeah, thank you, Porsche, for that.
Made the video, got the t-shirt.
Right. Now, Porsche, around 2000, were actually going bust. Do you know that?
Correct.
Okay.
They weren't, you know what, they weren't going bust, but they were in massive trouble.
Well, VW were about to take them over.
Correct. But before we talk about financial woes, the pronunciation. 99% of people watching this will say, what language are they speaking? Porsche. We know it as Porsche in South Africa. We refer to it as a Porsche Center. But the correct pronunciation is Porsche. Where does that come from? Do you know?
Well, you've got... now let me get it right. The original, I mean the Porsche family.
Ferdinand
Porsche.
Correct.
Austrian, actually, not German.
Correct.
Okay. And you know my German heritage.
Correct.
But he was actually Austrian.
Correct.
But I mean, look. Okay, I'm not going to hold against him because he made up for it. You know where I'm going.
Of course.
He actually designed the Beetle.
Correct.
And then he had to repent to the world by designing cars like he did afterwards.
I made a comment. He designed the Porsche 911 because he decided that, while the Beetle was a people's car, not all people are equal. And some people needed a Porsche. Tell me what you know about this beauty.
Right. Now, besides the fact that there was a bit of a financial crisis going on, the bottom line is, you tell me anybody who has got any petrol in their veins who doesn't want or desire or lust over a Porsche 911.
Absolutely.
Okay? But now what happens when you grow up a little bit and the family grows a little bit? Where's a 911?
Very, very true.
So that's one of the reasons I think that this car came into existence.
So the Cayenne and the Macan have been the absolute mainstay of the brand, along with the Boxster. Yeah. No question. But each of them were opening up a new market for Porsche. Correct. Now, interesting fact. 1970s, early 1980s. Hold that thought. In the 2000s, there was massive resistance to the original Gen 1 Cayenne. This is Gen 2. Why was there a resistance for the brand, the incredible brand that is Porsche, to make an SUV?
Because what was one of the premium sports car makers thinking they were going to designing a thing like this?
No question.
That to me, but you know what the joke is, of course? They were the first.
Correct.
Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini have all now got SUVs.
But let's go back to the Porsche genre, so to speak. The 1970s. 928. Not a success. 924. A dismal failure. 944, 964, decent. Why was there resistance in the late 2000s, in the early 2000s, late 1990s to this? We've been there, we've done it, we've gone in a different direction. It was a dismal failure. Porsches were rear-engined. They were air-cooled.
Correct.
What did the 928 come along with? Front-engined, water-cooled. Failure. However, this car, the badge that is Cayenne, in my opinion, can be attributed to the savior of the Porsche brand.
100% agree. I speak under correction. Cayenne, Macan are probably something like 60% of Porsche sales now worldwide.
Correct. One in exactly that. 1 in 2 sales are SUVs.
Correct. Yeah.
And unless Boxster 911 have become SUVs, then we're right.
Yeah. So, but you know what? Now, if you're watching the channel, you'll see we did the Range Rover just now as well. Okay.
The Range Rover's old news.
Range Rover's old news, but there's similarities, but there aren't. Does that make any sense to you?
So I drive these two cars, and to me they are direct competitors in the segment, but they are completely different.
Yeah.
This car, you said high-ish, but much lower.
Correct.
It's taller, it's smaller. This car does not feel like a car that I would want to take off-road in any form. The Range Rover
is capable.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, this is a VW 12 rag chassis.
Correct.
Okay? Absolutely. The capabilities of these are renowned. Watch what Jeremy Clarkson and the boys do when they take a disliking to an old model of these.
Yeah.
They show its potential.
Yeah.
But driving in this car.
Okay, it's a complete... I mean, we're now on the same road as we took the Range Rover on, okay?
Correct.
It is so different. I mean, look, we what, 2-3 Ks away from where we started driving, right?
Following distance.
No. We're 2-3 Ks away from where we were into the drive so far.
Right.
This is so different. It is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
The ride is harder.
No, and interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the ride.
Yeah.
Which setting are you in right now? You are. Apologies.
Yeah.
You're in sport mode.
Okay.
I'm a sporty kind of guy. It was default in sport mode. I thought it felt a little touch hard for the
smoothed out a bit.
Now we've put in comfort.
It's smoothed out.
Air suspension.
Yeah.
Bulletproof. They've never given a day's trouble. Go onto any Porsche forum. You will not see an issue with the air suspension.
Okay.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Normal and sport. What I'm always intrigued by is the term normal.
Yeah.
What is normal? For me, I'm a sporty guy, so that's normal. For an older person, soft is normal.
Correct.
In ride comfort we're talking about.
Yeah, no, this is the ride comfort. But I mean, even, but this is the lovely thing about, let's talk not just this car now.
Yes.
Is the multi-modes you get now on modern cars. Whether it's the gearing, holding the gear ratios, whether it's suspension, whether it's even steering, it is just so different.
Absolutely.
And the way you can just click a button and it changes.
So the modes for me in this car are purely functional as opposed to gimmicky.
Correct. Okay?
Now we spoke about the suspension. Let's put it into sport mode.
Okay.
Immediately drops a gear.
By the way, sorry, should we do this for a second?
To overtake a Toyota RAV4.
Yeah, that is sitting in the right-hand lane and saying, I'm camping here for the day.
But did you feel the immediate change? So it goes from super performance, very conservative, to ultra performance.
At the click of a button.
At the click of a button.
Now, look, what I want to say, and as I say, I was thinking about this car a little bit, because this one I knew I was going to be driving today.
You came prepared.
I did. Is Porsche is up there in any petrolhead's mind.
Absolutely.
And in their perceptions, etc., right? Yet, the latest models of this, you go to other brands, they're all premium brands.
Correct.
But would you not expect to pay a premium in money for the Porsche?
You would, and they're very, very well priced, because the X5 or X7 or the Mercedes GLC and the Audi Q7, the Audi SQ8, they are not cheaper than this.
That's my point.
100%.
Yet, I don't know about you, and I'm not knocking any of those brands. In my mind, there's a premium on the Porsche name.
No question. So,
but do you know the other magic of this car? And I know this was a deliberate thing when they brought it out. From the front, that nose is very, very familiar to the 911.
Correct. The lights, and it's all to do with the styling on the lights.
Correct.
The Boxster had similar lights.
Yeah.
The 911 had similar lights. The Panamera has similar lights. It's absolutely...
It's the lights and that bonnet line.
No question.
Yeah.
No question.
So what they've done that I think is brilliant is it's a great hulking big thing behind, but from the front end there is, if you had to go from your 911 because suddenly your family's grown, you're not moving over as much as
you feel like you're still related to the brand.
Yeah. Now talk the engine, because that's the other reason you're still related to the brand.
Engine, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, again, and this is not to try and catch anybody out. One of the things that I will promise you on any show I do, Motor Matters is no different. These are fundamental knowledge, but it's not like a knowledge, let's tick the boxes.
No.
Kilowatts on this car. Or let's be asked you first. Let's see if you get out of 3. Size engine.
It's a V8.
That's perfect.
4.4 litre, I think it is.
Close, 4.8 V8, indeed. Twin turbo.
Yes.
Kilowatts.
I was looking at that, and there's so many different versions that they've had over the last few years.
Whatever I give you is the right answer.
Sorry?
Whatever I give you is the right answer.
I know it will be. I'm going to say... Is it now? Wait, let me get my figures right. 375.
Very, very close. So the Range Rover that we drove, that had 375 from a supercharged engine.
Yeah.
This is very similar, 368.
Okay.
368 Newton meters of torque is what's exceptional.
Okay, I think it's 800 odd, isn't it?
Very close, 720.
Okay.
720. But the performance of this car for me is stonking. Now, performance normally comes at the price of fuel. However, again, we said 10 litres per 100 on the Range Rover. Porsche doesn't get outdone. Exact same. No question. Some of your viewers might say, but Michael, never in a million years am I getting close to that. Sure. How are you driving it? Where are you driving it? Etc.
We're talking that's open road.
I want to get in this car and go to Bloemfontein, Nelspruit or Cape Town. Will I get 10 litres per 100? I will.
I'm sure you will. Absolutely so.
Now, as a driver, a couple of things that stand out for you. Because remember, this car is 14 years old by design next year. Came out in 2010.
Okay.
What do stand out for you?
Okay, the first thing is, and I'm going to contradict myself here, and contradict what I've said about the Range Rover. This is a big SUV, but it feels like a small sports car.
Absolutely.
My feeling behind the wheel.
But it's interesting that you say that, and I have to take you up on that point. Exactly that. It's an SUV. It's not a mid-size SUV. It's a large SUV.
Correct,
Yes, it's not this Range Rover body, but it's no different, I don't think, to, say, a Fortuner in terms of size. A little bit lower.
Slightly lower, but probably similar length and weight. I would guess they're very much in the same range.
But nothing about this car while you're driving it says to you, I'm driving a barge.
No.
This is not a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
No.
Extra long wheelbase, hearse version. You don't want to see me do a review on that car. It will be short and not so sweet. Luxury features, Alan. 2011, 2010, as said by design.
Okay.
What have we got here? That
you've got the multi-mode on the transmission, on the suspension, on everything else. I can see that already. I mean, I've literally jumped in this car and started driving it, so I didn't even take time to look. Heated and cooled seats.
Heated and cooled seats. And these are the most effective cooled seats that I've ever felt on any car.
You just switched it on. It's amazing.
The Range Rover has got cooled seats, very good. No complaints. Compared to this, poultry. My new Cayenne, compared to this, not even close.
Okay.
And if there's one thing that I want, when I've got a feature that's supposed to perform a purpose, do me a favor, perform that purpose.
100%.
I don't want to have cooled seats that don't do anything but blow recycled air up my back.
No, this is exceptional.
Why are we doing 20 k's an hour? Because we're behind a fuel truck coming up to a roadblock.
Okay, now why is it's actually not a roadblock for once, thank goodness. It's just a truck stopped with the police vehicle that was with it.
Nice. Okay. Ownership of a Porsche. Your opinion. Risky, not so risky?
No risk. I mean, again, I know for a fact Porsches can hold their value. We were talking about premium and prestige models that drop their value and do funny things. Am I right in saying you can buy a Porsche and get your money back or even make a profit?
Like any car, and any car will lose. That includes Ferrari, includes Lamborghini, includes Bentley and Rolls Royce. You'll lose when you buy it new. But a car like this, I bought it from a Porsche center in August this year. Now, I asked you about ownership. I said, difficult or not? And it's not a clear-cut answer, Alan. If there's one brand that you cannot buy from anything but the agent, it's a Porsche. 2011 comes with a full 1 year unlimited kilo warranty.
Wow.
A full 1 year unlimited kilo maintenance plan built in. It gets better.
Okay.
I can extend it for another 4 years.
So to 14
every year.
odd years old.
100%. What does that tell you? How the brand sees their car. For me, it's very simple. I use Toyota as an example. I buy a brand new Toyota. Shout out to Toyota. Brand new Toyota. I want an unlimited unlimited mileage, 8-year warranty. How much?
Wow, I haven't gone into it, but I'm going to guess you're probably looking at 70,000-80,000 rand.
Okay. You are 90% out.
Yeah.
Between 8 and 10,000, and not whatever you say that one.
Yeah.
Now, when I get from Toyota an unlimited 8-year warranty, what are they telling me immediately about the product?
They stand behind it. Total faith in it.
Correct. What do Kia, what do Hyundai tell you about their product with that warranty? I give you a 1-year warranty or 2-year warranty on a brand new car. With all due respect, and please manufacturers listen to me, the chance of a car giving trouble in the first year or two is 0. And if it does, you're out of business.
Yeah.
So you're giving me a warranty that's not worth the paper it's written on. Why? Because I'll never use it. I'm giving you a meal voucher to a restaurant, but you're not allowed to redeem it. That's what a warranty is on a brand new car. Am I wrong?
100% agree.
So we're talking about ownership.
Yeah.
Porsche centers. How many in the country?
4.
That's impressive, Alan.
Yeah.
I should know that. Where are they?
Joburg, Pretoria, Umhlanga, not even Durban, how's that? And Cape Town.
Correct. Very, very impressive. Yeah. As the owner of one of these fine vehicles, let me tell you on the record, I don't get paid by anybody to do this. I buy vehicles with my own money, of my own choice. I'm not a brand ambassador for anybody, but I'm a proud brand ambassador in inverted commas for the incredible brand that is Porsche. I've had one since 2010.
Yeah.
Take a guess how many incidents I've ever had with a vehicle or with a servicing or whatever. Easy, it's a round figure.
Less than 0.
Absolutely magnificent.
I heard a story, you tell me if it's true or not, that Toby Venter, Porsche South Africa, actually came up with a whole maintenance plan concept,
100%.
and that has been taken up worldwide based on his plan.
100%. So often, and it's a fair question, but if you ask a fair question, you must accept a reasonable answer.
Right.
Why, if I buy my Porsche brand new and I sell it, is a motor plan not transferable? Because it doesn't belong to the owner. It belongs to the owner. It doesn't belong to the car.
Right.
So myself, I go buy a brand new car. It's got a 5-year plan. I sell it to you, Ellen, the private buyer. That plan is not transferable.
Okay.
Because Toby is carrying that maintenance plan out of his pocket. You take BMW or Mercedes.
Sorry, wait 1 minute. There's a guy in a big hurry coming up behind me.
Whenever you're in a Porsche, and it happens to me all the time, you can be
want to do that.
You can be a little bit naughty. You can be doing 135 on the highway. Don't do it often. You'll be a Mercedes or a BMW or something exotic that will come up behind you and flashing you. And it's just to prove a point. But I was saying to you about the ownership and the maintenance plan. It's absolutely right. Most garages use the BMW maintenance plan or the Mercedes mobility plan as a reconditioning tool. They buy the car, doesn't matter what it needs, we send it to the agent. I don't agree with that at all. So now, Alan, you've driven the car halfway to Bloemfontein again. When Alan likes something, he's not shy to drive it.
Can you see the grin?
Overall impression. Can I ask you a couple of quick questions?
Please.
Ride quality, period.
Comfortable, smooth, but not the waft.
100%. So not everything can be 10 out of 10. Because if you want 10 out of 10 handling, the chassis has got to be taut.
Correct.
You can't have a waft handling.
Correct.
A waft ride. I'll give the ride about an 8 out of 10. Anybody who buys this car, you will not complain, I promise you. But if you're looking for a supple, smooth ride, Range Rover is your car.
You actually, as weird as it sounds, I cannot put the two of them into the same box.
100%. And Porsche South Africa thanks you for that comment. Any royalties?
Right. We'll share them.
We'll share them. Performance. Well, how would you describe it first and then give it to me out of 10?
Okay, well, first of all, to put on my worst fake American accent, there ain't no replacement for displacement.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so true.
A 4.8 litre V8 engine. I haven't even given you the proper sound of it, but anybody watching this knows what a V8 sounds like. Okay? They all know what this car can sound like.
Absolutely.
In anger.
Absolutely.
And the sheer ease of acceleration, the sheer ease of performance that this gives
It's effortless.
that, sorry to, and I'm going to say to Mercedes in particular, the 2 litre turboed that put out similar kilowatts to this, but
it's not the same.
It's different. It just is different.
It's not the same, absolutely. So talking about displacement,
performance, sorry, before you go there, performance 10 out of 10 without a question.
Absolutely. But I just want to touch on performance.
Right.
It's well recorded that my love for electric cars is only matched by my love for ESCOM. And it's funny that they've got something in common.
Okay.
I detest electric cars. I'm not joking. I shudder to think the day comes when my kid or my grandkid will not understand the pleasure that we got from a V8, a V6, a V10, whatever the case may be. Supercharged, turbocharged, normally aspirated, ICE engine. No matter what you drive when you drive an electric car, and I've driven the latest Mercs, lovely, not knocking him. The latest Audis, lovely, soulless, and just absolutely never will I get it.
It is a totally different experience. Look, I've driven a number of them as well now, obviously, okay? And I absolutely admire the technology because you have to.
Of course.
In them, okay? And where it's gone in a very short period of time. The quietness and smoothness of the ride, of course, is insane.
Of course.
But, as you say, where's the soul?
So what is your feeling regarding combinations, hybrids?
I have for a long time advocated regenerative hybrids.
Yes.
Okay, as in not plug-ins, because you mentioned the dreaded H. All right, no more words than that needed.
Yes.
A regenerative hybrid to me, and I'm going to use, there are others, but for example Lexus, gives you the extra power,
of course,
that you want when you on demand, but gives you insane fuel economy as well.
Absolutely.
And also gives you a comfort factor as well in the smoothness, especially around town.
Giving you the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's giving you the best of both worlds, and that's what you want. You want the best of both worlds. Electric is soulless. I'll repeat that. Absolutely. If anybody's looking to make me a brand ambassador for electric, I've just
You've closed that door. You closed that door.
Not closed it, stuffed it up royally and terribly. So,
but now, have you driven the latest generation Cayenne with the turbo hybrid?
I actually haven't.
Okay, because there's pretty much what I'm talking about, isn't it?
Yes.
So we both need to go and drive one.
That would be magnificent.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's got a combined of roughly 550 kilowatts.
I don't want to disagree. Is it 520 or 550?
But it's
crazy numbers.
It's stonking.
Yeah.
And that is approaching 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
The magic figure has always been 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, Formula One cars, for what it's worth, in the early 1980s or through the 70s, early 80s, from their 3-litre Ford Cosworth high revving engine, 500 horsepower is what they were producing, and that was the golden number.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when cars start producing 800, 900, 1,000? It's going to come. Listen, we will be 6 feet under, as will many people before it comes, but it's going to come.
Well, look, the Merc full electrics, the EQs, the top ones are producing 1,000 Newton meters of torque.
1,000 Newton meters.
Can you believe that one?
That is interesting.
Yeah. So
just a fun fact for the audience. What is essentially the difference, in a nutshell, between kilowatts and Newton meters?
Okay. Now that I'm not a technician of any sort.
Ask me the question.
Right, Mike. You tell me.
So, any car where you want incredible speed, kilowatts plays the role. Any vehicle where you want pulling power, Newton meters plays a role.
Yeah.
They do, however, work hand in hand because there's something called a linear crossover line where the performance meets. But if you've got a car with huge torque, you've essentially got lots of pulling power. If you've got a car with huge kilowatts, you've got something that will give you speed. Take the earliest GTIs in the 1983 incarnation.
Okay.
82 kilowatts,
yeah,
and about 125 Newton meters of torque. It wouldn't have pulled your mother-in-law out the house if you needed. However, it would have got you away from your mother-in-law super quick.
Yeah.
Remember, 82 kilowatts. A Chev 4100 of the same period had 81 kilowatts with 300 Newton meters of torque. So it's all about pulling power or pushing power.
Thank you for that, because that answers. So this one's got both. There's no question. And in spades. Now, okay, so we've covered comfort, we've covered performance. What? Technology.
Technology is good for 2011.
For 2011,
but it's
superb.
Definitely marginally dating.
Yeah.
So when I say marginally dating, but it's a positive for me.
Yeah.
You look at the radio, old-fashioned. You want to make it louder, left to right. You want to tune a channel, it's got buttons left to right, and then you push it in and it saves it. One of the biggest bugbears for me on a modern car is how do I switch the radio on independently of putting the electric window and the left rear down and putting the aircon up and opening the sunroof.
And then swiping left and right and funny things like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, swiping left and right was meant to be Tinder and nothing else, right?
Beat the pint. I was going to say, I'm not a Tinder fan. I'm not a fan of technology. Now, to answer your question, no one will get in this car and say, wow, it feels dated.
No.
You can see it's an older type of technology. In my opinion, it still works.
You know what I would use? It's classic.
Absolutely.
So, which is a positive, not a negative. So I would say out of 10 on technology, only because of the age coming up, 6 to 7 out of 10.
Is that what you were going to say, or did you copy me?
No, I was coming with that from the start.
It's your choice whether you believe him or not. Kilowatts said Newton meters.
Yeah.
Coming to the end?
368 and 720.
Absolutely, you listened. Coming to the end of an incredible test?
Yeah.
Your overall impression?
Overall impression.
Recommend or not recommend?
Totally recommend. I would buy this car for myself tomorrow.
Yeah.
Especially this particular one.
Yes.
Because I know where it comes from.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which makes a massive difference to anybody, doesn't it? No, I would really buy this car tomorrow because it's got everything I would ever want in a car and anything I could ever need. And of course, it is a Porsche.
It is an absolute privilege and a pleasure to do these tests with you. You drive beautifully.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I want to get out. My back is cool. My little bottom is super cool. And been lovely doing this with you.
Mike, thanks so much as always. Okay. For Motormatters, he's usually from all things motoring and change cars, but when it really counts, he's with Motormatters nowadays. He's Mike Pashut. I'm Alan R. with a Porsche shirt. See you next time.
Go big or go home.